Hello lovelies, and welcome to today's Detox Yoga Flow. Our goal today is to actually tune in on the inside of our bodies. We're going to want to scan throughout our body and locate any stresses, tensions, sore spots, tightness, and we're basically just going to want to try and breathe through them, relaxing our body, and ultimately at the end feeling a little bit like we've went through a beautiful detox. So to begin this, we're going to start by just sitting up on our knees, closing our eyes. Hands can either rest in your lap, on your side, on your heart, whatever feels comfortable. And I invite you to just simply tune in to your regular flow of breathing. Noticing your inhalation, your exhalation. Maybe taking note and seeing how deep your normal breath goes in your lungs. Does it stop at the chest or does it flow deep into the pits of your belly? Just starting to warm ourselves up to tuning inwards, tuning into who we are in this present moment on this very day. Just keep breathing like you would normally do. Now slowly invite you to open your eyes. And we're going to come up into a tabletop position to start our yoga sequence. From the tabletop position, arms are directly underneath our shoulders, knees on top of hips. And we're going to start doing some nice body circles. When we inhale, we come up. And when we exhale, we're curled down, stretching out our sides and awakening our spine. Going in big circular motions. And we're going to switch over to the other side. Again, doing some big round movements. Really opening up the chest, opening up the hips. And at the same time, we're waking up our wrists, our neck. Really just awakening everything right now. Getting really in tune with our body. And we'll come to a nice neutral spine. And from here, we're going to collapse our left rib cage, allowing our right side to stretch open wide. And see if you can focus your inhalation to fill up that right lung. Just opening up our sides, opening up our hip, spacing out our ribs. Again, taking deep breaths in. Come back to neutral. We're going to repeat on the other side. So collapse your right side, shoulder and hip. Think of them joining together and really stretching open the left side. Inhaling deep into that left lung, spacing everything out. And come back to our neutral spine. From here, go ahead and place your left wrist directly under your nose and reach that right arm up high to the sky. Again, another little spine opener. Breathing deeply. Remember to relax your shoulders in this pose. And we'll come down and we'll switch to the other hand. So right hand under our nose, left hand comes flying up high to the sky, opening up that chest to the side. And come back down. Beautiful. So now we're back in a neutral spine position in our tabletop. Go ahead and walk your hands out a little bit wider, and I want you to sink your chest down to the ground, melting into our puppy pose. So if you have a puppy, you've probably seen them do this a lot. It's a nice, beautiful stretch to elongate your spine, open up your shoulders, and honestly relieve a lot of tension that is built up. And feel with every exhalation that your chest melts a little deeper every time. Today we're really going to be taking it slow, so this is the time to sit back and relax and just feel really good. Take one more breath here. And on your next exhalation, come up onto your forearms, bring your body down to the ground, and lift your chest and your neck up into our Sphinx pose. Opening up our heart, giving our upper abdomen a nice stretch. And on your next exhale, lower your forehead and chest down to the ground. From here, our hands are going to take the length of the mat. Come up onto your fingertips and push your upper body up as you inhale and down as you exhale. Inhale, reaching up, chest up. Exhale, forehead touches and kisses the ground. Inhale, reaching up, heart to the sky, and exhale, down to the ground. One more time. Inhale, chest up, and exhale. Relax your fingers. Hand can come back under your shoulders, toes tucked under, and we come up into our first downward facing dog. You can choose to walk your dog here, or if just holding it feels really good, just follow your body, listen to yourself. Now from downward facing dog, you can choose to step or hop to the top of your mat. We're coming into a hanging forward fold, so keeping your knees nice and bent. You can cross your elbows. And the whole idea here is not to stretch, but to just release any tension in the lower back, the upper back. You can sway from side to side if that makes you feel really good. I invite you to nod your head, yes. Relaxing and creating space within each vertebrae. And you can go ahead and now shake your head no. Just hanging out. Go ahead and release your arms, and we're going to slowly roll ourselves up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Really nice and slow, finishing with our neck. Inhale, arms reach up tall, palms together. As we exhale, come down to our heart. So we're going to clasp our hands behind our back, roll our shoulders open, really opening up our heart here. Bend your knees slightly and come into a bended forward fold, bringing your arms up and over, hands still clasped together. Really creating a lot of space in our shoulders, really releasing a lot of tension that could be pent up there. And go ahead and release your hands down to the ground. Again, a relaxed forward fold. And we're going to go ahead and step our right leg back, coming into a low lunge, reaching our hands up high. And we'll hold for a couple breaths. And on your next exhale, you're going to take your arms wide and twist over to your left side. And if this is comfortable for you, I invite you to look over your back shoulder. Another beautiful twist to awaken our spine. Our spine actually holds a lot of tension, so twists are amazing to release that tension. And inhale, come back up to our low lunge. We're going to drop our right hand parallel to our foot and reach our left hand up high into the sky with our face looking up. Opening up our hip, opening up our ribs, our chest. Making sure our shoulders are nice and relaxed, away from the ears. And remember to breathe. Left hand comes down on the outside of our front leg. Right arm comes up to the sky. If this is too complicated because you got a little bit of chub like me, you can go ahead and grab a block and put it under your left hand just to give you that extra support so you don't have to travel as far. And our right hand comes down, both hands on the mat, back toes curl under and come back up into downward facing dog. Again, walk it out if you want to walk it out, or just stay perfectly still. We're going to be repeating this on the other side. So go ahead and step your right leg forward this time, coming into a low lunge. Arms reach up high above, hips squared, knees stacked on top of the ankle. And on our next exhale, twist open to the right. And again, if you're comfortable, I invite you to look over the right shoulder to the back. This is really good for balance, stability, and it helps increase the twist of your spine a little bit more. And come back up facing forward, arms reach up. This time our left hand comes parallel to our foot, and our right arm reaches up high to the sky. Our gaze reached up high as well. Trying to get that chest to open up. Breathing in deeply. And come down and switch. Our right arm this time goes to the outside of our front leg. Again, if the use of a block helps you here, please do so. Reach up high with our left and twist. Left hand comes down, hands at the front of the mat, and step back into our downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. And when you're ready, step your right leg forward, laying it down, and coming to our pigeon pose. Keeping your hips leveled, your body stacked on top of your top leg. And if you're comfortable, come on down onto your forearms, or if that's too easy to, come down and rest your forehead either on your wrists, on the ground. Now, if this pose feels too much for you, take yourself a block or a big book, whatever is handy for you, even a pillow, and put it under your right butt cheek, just to give that extra support, allowing you to stay up a little bit longer. And we're going to hang out here for a little bit. Breathing in and out. Scanning your body for any tightness. And imagining every exhalation allows that tight spot to just relax. We'll take one more deep inhalation here. And on your exhalation, come back up onto your wrist and scoop back that front leg back up into our downward facing dog. We're going to repeat this on the other side. So left leg comes forward, leg to the ground. And if you're comfortable, come down to your forearms. If that's too much for you, do not be afraid to go back up. Grab a block to make it a little bit easier for you. Be patient with your body and listen to its limits. And we're going to hold this again for a little bit. Inhaling and exhaling. Relaxing a little bit more every single flow of breath. Feeling that detox taking effect. How just pausing and being in the moment can benefit our well-being. And on your next exhale, come back up onto your hands, curl your toes under, and step that left leg back up into our downward facing dog. And we're going to drop down to our knees here. Take our knees wide, big toes touching, and come back down into our child's pose. Again, this is stretching out our spine, our shoulders, our chest, as well as relieving a lot of pressure from our lower back. Seeing if with every exhalation, if you can drive your lower body a little bit closer to your heels if they aren't already touching. And I know I sound annoying, but just remember to breathe. And on our next exhale, rise up onto your knees and bring them close together, knees and toes touching. And come back down, resting your forehead on the ground. And this time your arms wrap around and lay limp on the sides of your body. Really relaxing the upper spine, the lower spine. See if you can send your inhalation to your spine, making it expand towards the sky, and then collapse as you're exhaling. And coming out of that, we're going to roll onto our butts and onto our backs, curling our legs up into our chest and letting them go. This next move is called the candlestick or the shoulder stand. Just to get you kind of started to know if this is for you, see if you can roll your lower back up above your head and lift it off the ground. If that's too much for you, I'd recommend getting a block to place underneath your spine. But if that's good for you, roll yourself up and catch yourself with your hands, making them your anchor points for the candlestick. See if you can straighten out your legs. You can do one leg at a time. Leave your legs on an angle, or even leave them bent near your forehead. We just want to kind of shift the gravity of our blood here. And that's what we're aiming for. So you'll see I'm doing a bunch of different variations. So whatever works and feels comfortable for you. And release very slowly, watching your spine. And lay down flat, palms facing up to the sky. And just feel that new kind of energy that just doing an inversion has created for you. You can have a slight smile in the corner of your mouth. Knowing that you did something that you don't necessarily do every single day. Feeling all the new blood found in your brain, maybe clearing some mental stress that you've had. And we're going to go and grab our knees tight to our chest. And we're going to release our right leg down, stretching out our hip flexors. And we're going to be doing our reverse pigeon pose. So for our reverse pigeon pose, your right leg comes bent, foot flat on the ground, and our left ankle crosses over our right thigh. If this is enough of a stretch for you, please stay there. If not, your left hand's going to go in that hole that you've just created, your right hand reaching around your right thigh, clasping onto the other one, and bring both your legs closer to your chest. You may also open your left hip a little bit more with your left elbow pushing on it to give it a little bit more distance. Again, do what feels comfortable for you, listening to your body. We're starting to cool down right now, if you weren't already cool enough. Go ahead and release that. Tuck both your legs in again, and we're going to repeat on the other side. Left leg comes down, right knee tucks into the chest. And on our next exhale, I invite you to bend your left leg, foot comes under your knee, your right ankle crosses over your left thigh, your right hand goes through the loop, clasps with your left, and reach it up and bring it close to your chest. Remembering to breathe. And on our next exhale, We're going to curl our knees in, giving them a nice little squeeze. And again, dropping our right leg down. Our right hand comes to our left knee, and we're going to twist over to the right side. Our upper body remaining flat on the ground. Left arm can come out to help you keep your shoulder down. We're coming into this beautiful twist. Here, trying to focus on breathing deeply into your lungs, making the twist a little bit deeper. Just really detoxing our whole body just in this simple pose. And slowly come back up, squeeze your legs together, and we're going to repeat on the other side. So left leg comes down, left hand crosses on right knee, and we twist to the left side. Upper body remaining on the ground, trying to drive that right shoulder down, reaching your right arm out to the right side. Kind of looks like you're wringing out like a rag or a face cloth, that nice twist that you do. Feels good, doesn't it? And we're going to slowly come out of it. Wrap your legs to your chest. And we're going to come to our happy baby pose. So our legs come open wide, bend your knees, and our hands are going to find themselves grasping onto the outside of our feet. You've probably seen many happy babies do this. I invite you to rock side to side just to give your lower back a nice little massage here. Now, if this is too tough for you and you don't have the hip mobility, do not be afraid to grasp onto your thighs like so. Be gentle with your body. Do what feels comfortable for you. And smile while you're doing this one, because you are a happy baby of the universe. And we're going to relax our legs there. And we're going to come up to a seating position. I'm going to turn and face you. And we're going to come to our butterfly pose. So butterfly pose, our feet joined together in front of us, knees are bent. Our hands come onto our ankles, and we are going to try and push our legs down towards the ground with the help of our elbows. This is a really nice stretch for our hip sockets and our hip joint. And you're going to want to try and keep a nice flat back while you're doing this. This will just deepen that stretch a little bit more. Remembering to breathe. And we're going to keep our feet together, but just push them a little bit further away from our body. And with a flat back, inhale and lower down, trying to get your forehead to your feet. And we'll just keep it with a flat back just for a bit. And when you're comfortable, exhale and just collapse, rounding the spine. Relax the neck, the shoulders. Just collapsing onto our feet. Inhale, come back up. We're going to be doing my favorite hip stretch. So our right leg is going to bend underneath our left and try and touch your butt with your foot. And then our left leg is going to come on top, trying to line up our knees stacked on top of each other and bend it and try and get it as close as you can to the right butt cheek. And see if you can sit both your sitting bones down on the ground. This you'll feel a really beautiful stretch on the side of your hips, hitting a spot that many stretches don't get. This is probably my all-time favorite stretch. If it's too easy for you, try and bring your feet closer to your body. And if it's too hard, you can spread them out. And we're going to go ahead and switch over to the other side. So this time, left leg comes under and reaches over to our right butt cheek. Right leg comes over the left and crosses, stacking our knees on top of each other and trying to sit both of our sitting bones down. Smiling a little, enjoying the stretch. Trying to deepen the stretch every time we exhale. And we'll come out of that, come into a seated position. Hands can either be clasped in your lap or on your knees, whatever's comfortable. And I invite you to come close your eyes. And we're just going to take a couple breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. I want to say thank you so much for joining me in this detox yoga flow. I hope if you do a quick scan of your body now, you feel a lot more relaxed, a lot less tense. Bring your hands onto your heart and bow your head slightly. And just thank yourself for showing up today, being present, taking time to move your body. And thank you for joining me. Namaste.